What's going on, guys? We're gonna try this on the GoPro today, mostly the commentary. Today we're gonna try and change this cam reluctor in Distributor on my daily, which is this 2001 Galant LS. So we'll get started and hopefully these codes go away. This is my 01 Galant, my daily driver. It's 5-speed swap, V6, coilovers, Cobra wheels, you know, just simple things. Zenke grill. I drive it about 3,000 miles a month. Put about 200 pounds of tools in the trunk. But leather seats is nice, sunroof. So it's a nice daily. Real cheap to maintain and gets decent gas mileage considering it's a 3-liter V6. And it pulls pretty good, so yeah, it's a nice daily. I don't take care of it as much as I take care of the Evo. And I feel really bad about that, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so here we are. We got the battery tray out. The distributor is right here. Make sure you mark the wires before you take it out. That way you know where to put it back. And then it's just a matter of 2 bolts taking the distributor out of the motor. And then we can take it to the bench and we can replace that reluctor. So here we are, the distributor's out. It's just 2 bolts, one there and one there. And then we just got to take the cap off, take the insides off, and then we can get to the reluctor from there. So we got the distributor out, we took the cap off, got the rotor out. Make sure that you index and mark the shaft to the rotor, because that is very important to come back and go back in the right spot. I'm not sure if it only goes in one way, but it doesn't look like it to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark it. So now we just gotta take off this right here and the reluctor's under there. So here's the 2 reluctors. So to explain what the difference is, obviously you see this one has a lot more teeth, basically a lot more triggers on it. So this one is the reluctor wheel for a 99 to 01 8th generation Galant. And this one is for an 0203 8th generation Galant. Now this distributor at a certain part store is the same part number for 9903. Well, most aftermarket manufacturers or remanufacturers don't know that they have 2 different reluctors. The 4-cylinder also has a different reluctor. So if you have a 4G64 in your Galant, the cam reluctor is also different between those years. So if you got like a timing belt snap and you replace the head with an 0203 on your 9901, make sure you change the reluctors as well. So now we can go back and put this distributor together, put it back in the car, clear the codes, and see if they come back. For reinstallation, you have to match that mark to an arrow over here on the cam. If you look, the tabs are offset, so it's not, you can't really put it in the wrong way, but you can definitely have a hard time putting it back in if you don't just orient it that way. So We're gonna put this back in there now and check the code. Okay, so we got the engine bay back together, got the distributor in, the intake back on, the battery back on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to plug in the scanner and then make sure we can clear the code. And then we'll drive it around and see if the codes come back. Now this car always has a service engine tune light because of the 5-speed swap. It's an 01, so the ECU is looking for automatic trans. So, but other than that, it should be running pretty good now. We're gonna go take it for a test drive and see if the code's clear. We just got back from the test drive. Runs a lot smoother. It was making a little bit of noise, like a knocking noise inside the car, but it was only while you were driving it. It didn't make it outside the car. Like you could lay under the car and listen for this knock and you will never hear it. Some phantom knock in the cabin. That disappeared. So I'm thinking maybe it was firing twice in every cylinder and it was the exhaust pulse you were hearing. But so now I got the scanner hooked up. I still have this O2 sensor, bank 1 sensor 2 code, which is the sensor after the cat, so I'm not too worried about that. I don't have emissions out here, so it's not really that big a deal. But what I don't have is the fuel trim codes that I had before. I had like bank 1 lean, bank 2 rich, fuel trim, you know, Mitsubishi codes. It was pretty crazy. It wouldn't go into closed loop. And driving around, it goes in the closed loop now. So I would say this fix is a pretty good fix. If you ever replace a distributor for your V6 Galant 8th gen, make sure that it's year specific. If not, if you still have the factory distributor, pull the Reluctor out and make sure and compare it. Because like I said, when we pulled the Reluctor out of mine, it was completely different. It was the facelift Reluctor that was in there, which is why the car was running so shitty. But now it's running pretty good now. It doesn't die anymore with the AC on, so I'd say that's a pretty good fix. We got a couple more things we got to fix on this car, like the wheel hub and the exhaust and all that stuff, and we'll make it a little prettier. So, till next time. Peace!